Hello and welcome to this new Let's Play of Self-Fulfilling. I don't know much about this game, so let's just dive right in. In the darkness, I find yellow eyes staring back at me. Once I've grown far too accustomed to meeting each night. They claim their place as the only sight within my dream. Every single night, a void only illuminated by their dim presence. In that way, they're welcoming, soothing even, when they seem to keep the shadows from eating away at me. The dream passes with only that for what feels like eternity. Those eyes, something so piercing that keeps my neck locked so firmly in place. My eyes can't seem to wander either. Leaving the void, I stand in something completely unexplorable. Maybe that's for the best? As well, it's only that golden glow of sharp eyes for so long, there's always what comes after it. The yellow lights beyond me become half-lidded, as the stench that sets in. It's something that you would think I'd be used to by now. The smell is something of death, one I've never experienced before, but I'm nearly certain if I had it, it would be exactly like this. Rotten decay, a scent of flesh left in a blazing sun for far too long. It makes me imagine the body, perhaps bodies, that must be slit open in all uneven degrees, wasting away somewhere out there in an ocean of deep murkiness. It fills me with a sense of guilt, one that makes me attempt to move my feet only to be met with the sensation that they must be glued to the floor. I could swear the bottoms of the eyes in front of me squish up in some sense of glee seeing my actions. How sick. Yet I knew the worst part was to come. I had to, as no matter how many times I had this dream, the cycles of these small occurrences always spun me on in circles, sending me through a whirlwind at their leisure. The screaming, there it was. Something so visceral and foul, it completely filled the space around me. It was blood-curdling. I couldn't feel my hands. I couldn't muster the movement to cover my ears, all while those yellow eyes seemed to only grow happier. That screaming, that horrible, wretched screaming, who was it? Why was it getting so much louder and louder? Whatever reeked only added to the twisted moans to the vile core. Stop it. I said stop it. Why do you scare me so much? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't know who you are. I can't help you. I said stop it. My body shudders awake, only offering a quiet gasp, with eyes peeling open to see a dim night sky. I roll my body the other way to grab my phone. 3 a.m., it reflects back at me. Ugh, that's way too early to be up. Of course, what should I have expected? I didn't know how many days this had been going on now, but for someone who fell asleep at midnight, I'm left feeling a fatigue that swells throughout my whole body. That's an interesting dialogue box. There's no way I'm getting back to sleep. I might as well make myself useful. There's a project I should be working on anyways. I didn't make crawling out of bed any easier. Every fiber of my body begs to lay back down when I get in a sitting position, throwing my feet over the bed. My stomach churns standing up. Get it together, Finn. Let's go. Hey. It's bright enough in here. A mess of sketchbooks. Have I even filed these? My PS2 has been left out to rot. I don't really have time to be playing games anyway. But recreation, it's important. More useless sketchbooks. These ones date back a few years. I wish they felt better to look back on in a way they used to be. Some of my manga I collected since moving. There's so many I haven't had the chance to properly read, but at least I get to open them up and see the art. Man, You need some more recreation time. A picture with all the faces crossed out. I don't know why I haven't taken this down yet. Why did you cross their faces out? Maybe because of your dream thingy? The days are racing by. Just looking at this makes the bile rise in my throat. But with some of my extra art supplies, I have a bad tendency to overbuy when I go to the store by myself. Some useless sketch must have fallen from the shelf. Maybe freshen yourself up. Nothing impressive, it's just me. This towel is long overdue to be washed, but going to the laundromat. A bath would be nice, maybe even a bubble bath. No, I don't have time for something stupid like that. You need to make yourself time for it. That's how you get art block. By not giving yourself time to rest. A collection of shower supplies that my mother has sent far too many of. I have 10 containers of shampoo. Yeah, I guess it's better than not having any. A collection of glasswork paintings. One features a basket of fruit, with an orange being the center point. It feels somehow ominous. The bulb's been dead in this thing for God knows how long. I have to wonder if it's even worth buying a new one at this point. I doubt it, but maybe some tea will help settle me before approaching that. Hydrate yourself. Maybe this was a mistake, just sitting on the kitchen island as I waited for the water to boil had me fidgeting, nails meeting the rim of my teeth. I stared intently at the kettle, getting up the moment I saw steam. I wanted to stop it before the profuse screeching sound rang from my ears as I lifted the pot. It caused me to jolt, the smallest splash of boiling water finding its way to my free hand. God damn it! That screech, that screech, that screech, that scream! I shake my head profusely before properly pouring the water into one of the many mugs. I choose the silly, be kind one that Hazem has gifted me, having a painted bee flying around its perimeter. The rest of the preparations for it was easy, allowing me to leave it within arm's reach of my propped up canvas. It's only once I set it down do I rub my hand. Guess I'll have to wrap this before I start. What a stupid mistake. Frankly, I have never wrapped up myself when I got myself hot water over my hand. I'm also a chronic tea drinker. And I also splash a lot of hot water on myself. But usually it's enough to just pour cold water over it, I suppose. For some reason Hazem left "Be happy" written on the fridge with the magnets last time he was here. Well, it matches my mark, but it doesn't suit him. I wonder if we get to meet Hazem. A useless idea I scrapped. I should put this in the trash. Ay. I should have put plastic wrap over this. Some of my paints have dried out since I last used them. Absolutely not opening these. A collection of things to take with me when I go out. Not that I go out often, if it's not for school. I have no intention of leaving this apartment until that piece is finally done. I don't know if that actually helps you with your endeavors, you know? Alright, do you have stuff to wrap yourself with, since you mentioned it? Here we are, wrapping the gaze over the wound. That's as good as it's going to get. Here I am again. Here stood a blank canvas staring back at me. It's been 7 days since I first prepped this canvas to be used at the final of my current semester. 7 days, yet here I was staring at an empty white expanse that felt terrifyingly boundless. It takes every ounce of willpower to start working. When I get to the point I can even raise my brush, I found my hand frozen. There's a bile that rises in my throat, eyes widen with the sensation that paralyzes my body. The bristle hover but a millimeter away. That's where my brush stays. That's where my brush stays. That's where my brush stays. There's a knock on the door. Yeah, you really need to go out and also most likely get a therapist for your problems. I don't think this is a healthy way of creating, I'm sorry. When I open it, I'm greeted with a dear friend. The sun setting behind him elicits a horribly uncomfortable sensation I quickly have to suppress. This is Hazem. You've been absent for a week. Hello to you too. Can I come in? Yeah, just don't mind the mess. I never have. That doesn't make me feel much better. You don't seem very sick. I mean, sort of. Sort of. I threw up in class last week, that's why I got sent home to begin with. You seem fine now. I don't think he's fine. I suppose. There's a bag handed to me, a plastic bag, that with one peek inside is an assortment of medicine, snacks, and an electrolyte drink. I set it on the table near my canvas in confusion. Your professor had already told me when I stopped by the fine arts department that you were sick. Yet here I'm looking at a perfectly healthy man, so do you want to tell me what's been going on? You went to my class? No, there's not often a series of days that go by without you pestering me over something or another. Of course, I found it suspicious and took it upon myself to see what's going on. You've made it more difficult when you haven't been answering the phone either. Sorry about that. Now then, that doesn't answer the question. It seems like you've been lying to your professor that you're still feeling unwell. Of course I am. I can't go back to the studio like this. I'll just be making a fool of myself again in front of everyone all over again. And why is that? I know you're not going to be honest when you start like that. At least give me something to work with. Look, I was staring at the blank canvas in class, okay? I was sitting there, doing nothing, while I saw everyone else hard at work. And I just couldn't find it in myself to lay down a single color. I couldn't do anything. It made me feel so disgusting. Now here I am at home doing the same exact thing. The canvas has been blank the whole time. I stare at it and get that same feeling from class. At least, if I throw up at home, I won't have everyone laughing at me. I was sure he had already seen it, but... I was sure he was already seen it, but Hazem takes a moment to tilt his head and look at my home studio setup again. This isn't like you. You don't have to tell me that. I don't know what's been going on with me. I don't get it at all. It's not like this is the first time I've ever had artist block, but this feels so different. I can't shake it at all. Have you actually taken a moment to yourself recently? Likely, not much. What do you mean? It's not like I've been working on anything, not much is obvious. That's not what I mean. Before this you were putting out a lot of art nearly every day from what I remember. Even if you haven't put anything on a canvas, something tells me I haven't exactly stepped away from it. I can't do that. This thing's supposed to be done in a week. Well, if it's supposed to be done in a week, then you can probably take your time for a few days to recover. Do something else, but I know what it's like when a deadline is looming over your head and you can't really bring yourself to relax. That's already so little time for such a big project when we were given a month, and I'm going to have nothing to show for myself. I'm not looking to repeat this class just because I can't get my head on straight. Yeah. You're not going to get your head on straight, bashing said head into the canvas. It's worked plenty of times before when I couldn't seem to produce anything. You're stubborn as ever. You already know I have to be. It's still a choice, however not mine to make. If nothing else, at least try to put down the brush for the rest of the night. I don't know. What time is it anyway? Okay, time must really fly because he said he woke up at 7 a.m., yeah? 7 p.m.? I know you're not one to sleep early, but I'm sure you can occupy yourself with something else for a few hours. There's tomorrow to start again. You have so many manga, you know? My stomach flips, nearly muffling everything as I'm sad after 7 p.m. I suppose it wouldn't hurt then. Maybe I could play games a few hours before I head to bed, reset and try again tomorrow. Listen, I don't want to keep you if it's getting late. I know you walk home and everything. Don't want it to be dangerous and all getting dark. You could try to make it less obvious when you're trying to get rid of me. Seriously, just don't want to have to worry about you. There's a long moment of silence I'm unwilling to break. One last thing before I go. That is... what happened to your hand? It's nothing. I was just daydreaming for a second and it was a careless mistake. You should be more careful. I know. That means taking care of yourself. I know. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Goodbye, Finny. See you later. Be safe. When the door closes, a deep silence sets in throughout my apartment. There's an anticipation to hear another knock. Hear him try the door, but it never comes. I'm left staring at the door until I make my way back to my canvas. I pick up my brush, leaving one line of red. It makes my hand shake violently, forcing me to put the brush down just as quickly as I picked it up. There's no point in pushing it, right? My bed sounds pretty comfortable about now anyways. Alrighty. By the way, I should save. Even if there is autosave. There's no point in beating my head into the canvas. Yeah, there's always tomorrow. That's what they say, right? I don't know how long it takes me to fall asleep, staring at a white ceiling with that strange bumpy texture. The darkness takes me eventually. There's always tomorrow, truly the most overspoken phrase by those who never succeed. Huh? Ah. This feels much like my regular recurring nightmare. Yellow eyes burrowing holes into my head, yet any other sensation I'd experienced before is gone. There's no smell of death, no piercing screams, only the illumination of an inhuman yellow. Yet unlike before, I see hands accompanying whatever could be described as a figure. Who are you? What kind of guys should I give to a pair of eyes? Oh, you won't, me, Finn. We've known each other far longer than anyone else. I thought we had something special. I'm the one that knows everything about you, and here I thought you knew everything about me. All I know is that you're a nightmare. No, that's rude. Our first real conversation in so long, and you're going to call me a nightmare. I don't remember talking to you, certainly not like this. Well, it's alright for now, fret not. If I remember, surely you will too. Let's give it time. I would like to enjoy our reintroduction. That's great and all, but what do you want? I want to help you cease being a slimy little deadbeat. I figure I'm feeling generous. Usually people who want to help you don't exactly put you down at first. That is very true. Yes, but it's only speaking the truth, and if you don't hear it, how are you going to change? Trust me, I hear it enough. If you know me so well, you should know that too. Of course I do. I know you've heard it over and over. Let us not waste time counting for how long and for how many anyway. And for how many. I don't want us to run out of what little time we have. What I'm saying is, dear, despite having heard it so many times, you haven't exactly changed yourself for it. From where I stand, you're still wallowing far behind your potential. I've given everything I can to this pursuit, to the idea of being somebody. What's left is there to give? This person's laugh is like a devilish howl. Oh, there's so much more you can give. Yet always the unwilling soul, you have to convince yourself that you've done all you can, that you're trying so hard, blah blah blah. What a boring, broken record. You know I'm right, it's pathetic, but I know you do. Worry not, however. Now that I'm here, we can fix everything. I can fix you. Doubt. I doubt that. I seriously doubt that. And a hand is offered out, fingers spread wide. I hesitate, staring at them, then towards the hand and back. Our fingers only graze before I feel like I'm being violently dragged back. For a moment in the darkness, I swear I heard her screams once more. I woke up in a cold sweat, instantly taking my palm to wipe across my face. What was that? Staring at my fingertips, I feel a twitch of energy as though I've been shocked. That didn't feel like any dream before. Time enters a fugue state before I finally get off my bed and into my feet. I have to get back to painting. I already wasted yesterday knowing nothing. Maybe take a walk outside someday, huh? Maybe it would help. It was strange the way that once I prepared my paints, the brush I took in hand could actually glide along the canvas. It was tentative, hesitant, but it felt almost magical to be able to work at all. My stomach is still doing flips, a quiver of my fingertips, but I found myself persisting. There was no true vision in my mind, simply letting whatever inspiration this was carry my hand to its whim. That wonderful state of mind is completely ruined by the blaring sound of the phone. It nearly makes me jump, my brush flicking across the canvas to leave an egregious accidental mark. The sight makes my whole chest constrict in a strange frustration before dropping everything to check the phone. Of course, I can only ignore this for so long. With a bubbling sense of dread, I lift the phone up into my ear. The parents.
Do you know how many times I've called you?
No, Dad, I really don't. It was probably too many times to count.
You could have been dead and I wouldn't have known a thing, since your writer friend doesn't know how to answer his phone either.
His name is Hazem, you've known him since.
That doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, pick up your goddamn phone. I didn't pay for that nice apartment just so you can ignore my calls.
I'm not ignoring them. Of course I was.
Then what's your great excuse?
This month is finals for the semester. I already told you this. There's this big painting I've been working on, so I really have to focus. Oh no, you want to tell me that you're that busy making a mess on... That's the father again?
Come on now, you want to tell me that you're that busy making a mess on some canvas you can't even pick up the phone? I know you can't be working on that shit for so long.
These things don't happen overnight.
And that's exactly what makes all of them all a waste of time.
It's not. I'll look back to my canvas. Whatever I had been painting wasn't nearly done. I knew that much. There's a fear that twists my nerves into knots, thinking of what he would say or do if he saw my project for himself. There's the sigh on the other side of the line, still agitated.
Listen, Finny. You have to be realistic. Have any of those galleries or whatever taken a liking to your work yet?
No. I mean, in which year is he anyway?
Can you say you're one of the best in your class?
Yes, well, there's no best when it comes to this kind of thing.
Is the shit you're making even sellable?
I don't know.
You already know I'm not wasting any more of my fucking money on your degree once you graduate, so you better start thinking about what you're gonna do. If those paintings of yours aren't gonna cut it, you have to start thinking of alternatives.
I don't care about anything but this.
That doesn't matter. It isn't about what you care for or not, because you're going to have to put a roof over your head. You're an adult now, and you're going to be paying rent even if you move in with me after school.
I'm not going back home to live with you, alright? I'll figure it out.
If you really can't find anything, I've got a buddy of mine who could probably get you a job at the airport. You would have to get your act together though.
Can't you hear me? I don't want to do that. This is it for me. It surely does not help when your parents are not supportive of what you want to do.
And can't you hear that I'm trying to help you?
Oh yeah, trying to help me by telling me I'm on the streets if I can't pay my father rent, or that you'll set me up with some corporate slave's job. This is it for me. There's nothing. Slamming down the phone, I collapsed with it, curling into myself as I pulled my knees closer to my chest. A stupid mundane thing to cry over. It was only one of the countless pointless arguments that had come before. I should be used to this by now. I looked back to my canvas again. Whatever. I can't do this anymore right now. Any motivation that I carried in my hand before seemed to all slip away as the phone rings on and on. Oh well. So what would you rather do now instead? Oh, I can head to bed again. You really need to go out and take a walk. Maybe I should head to bed. What's the point? It's really pathetic the way you let him talk to you like that after all this time. Oh, it's you again. You don't seem too happy to see me. I find you strange. We're all a little strange. Not like that. No, you're something different. So it is a he. The way his eyes creased, I could tell he was smiling. Oh well. Dear me, we're getting off topic here. I would like to get back to you being a pushover if you don't mind. I wasn't being a pushover. If you know everything that happens, then you know I hung up on him. So you're only reaffirming that you are a coward. How does that make me cowardly, blocking him out like that? You put up a shield, not a blade. You could have yelled and screamed and told him how wrong he was to not believe in you, but you can't. Even if you wanted to, you really can't when you don't believe in yourself, huh? Holding on to this talent of yours, you can't fight for it when you don't fight for yourself. There's nothing worth fighting for, but with drawing and painting, I love it so much. Sometimes it feels like it's the only thing I have. Don't try to humor me, you don't love your art. Perhaps that's even the problem, love, as you say. Yes, I love my work. There's light in loving your work when you hate yourself. I believe this could be an excellent start. However, perhaps it's also the problem, this love. If that's the best word you can find to describe your feelings.
I don't know what else there would be. I mean, ever since I was a kid, even when it's frustrated me, it's always been pure, unfiltered love for my art. That much I can swear to. If that isn't enough, I don't know what is. A hand offered in the same fashion of the night before. I fold my hands into fists, expecting the strange sensation again. Just as before, when I allow my fingers to graze them, darkness, the screaming all comes back.
Let us find out together then.
I'm heaving this time, immediately sitting up in bed. This time the strange energy I'd felt before in my fingertips rides a current up my arm. It was electric, drying me instantly to my feet despite having to wipe the sweat from my brow. I have to get to my canvas. Saving.
Alright, let's see if you can finish your painting today. Probably not.
It's like a trance that overtakes me, the way my brush flies so freely over the canvas. For this moment, here and now, there's nothing but the work in front of me. Finally, I feel as though I'm putting something proper together. Finally, I'm going to finish this. There's a brisk knock on the door. I feel agitation. It makes my hand stiffen, stopping myself from making any streaks as I did the day before. I don't want to, but I might as well answer. I know who it is. Hazami? You've still been absent. I'm well aware. How long do you intend on lying to the professor? Until I get this done, okay? Or at least until it's workable. I still can't show up with this. Hazim walks around me without a word to view the canvas. This is already looking excellent though. How long have you been working on this? Oh, thanks. I'm not really sure. I'm serious, Finny. You've made a lot of progress since I was last here. It's like, it's all been coming back to me. Hours must have flown by. All I could see was the canvas. I could finally work again. That's great and all, but something tells me you haven't been taking a break then. My stomach growls in a desperate plea. Well, that answers that. Here, sit down. I'll make you something light to eat. You really don't have to. Just take a show of goodwill. I said sit down. I begrudgingly follow Hazem, glancing back at my work just once before I take a seat. So, how have your classes been? Fine, why? Guessing straight A's as always? I wouldn't expect anything less of myself. You really don't get how cool you are sometimes. Cool? You do it all so effortlessly. It's amazing how smart and talented you are. I can't wait for that new book of yours too. But I can barely keep up with schoolwork. I don't know how you have time to make things for yourself. We all work at our own paces. Just because I put out more doesn't make me any better than you. He places a fresh egg sandwich in front of me. Ah, no, I want an egg sandwich too. You work hard, probably too hard. Your efforts will pay off. No, it's easy for you to say. Everyone talks about how you just want it, how if you just want it bad enough, you'll get it, but I'm nearly at the end of my degree and I feel like I have nothing to show. You know as well as I do that's not true. If you looked at your work from 4 years ago, there's more than enough distinct differences. So what? Maybe the way I render my eyes is different now. Or I understand color theory better, but has that really meant anything? If you believe it does, then yes. What does that even mean? We're creatives. I know all the words in the world and how to use them, but what does that truly mean without putting any of your heart into it? You were the one that taught me that when we were young. But I am putting heart into these things, and maybe that's even why they can be so horrendous to look at. Stop it. It's true, but I'm changing that now. From this painting on, I'll change myself to be a better artist. You have always been a good artist? Not good enough. I'm sorry, I know I'm being negative. I'm not trying to be. It's fine, if only you could see what I see. It can't be all that great. I have to head out for the night, but do try to take care of yourself, Finn. Nothing good is going to come from you pushing yourself too hard. Yeah, and maybe take a walk outside. Please, please. Being outside is good for you. Please, I said that as someone who does home office and is stuck way too much inside. Please. You really do love repeating yourself, don't you? Repetition can be quite useful to drive a point home in writing. Too bad I'm not a writer. Thanks for coming over, though. Not a problem. As I said before, it's strange not hearing from you. I'm often not the one to reach out. We already know that will change once I'm back at school. Not like anyone else will listen to me. See you later. Yeah, later. Met with an empty apartment, my hands twitch feverishly to return to painting. No, I should get some rest. Azim's right. Now, I would love it if that rest entailed, like, going on a walk, reading manga and stuff. But, yeah, it's just going to sleep. I can keep it going tomorrow. You should have picked it back up. You had such a good flow going. I wouldn't have been able to meet with you again, though. You're helping me, like you said. You're the reason I feel so motivated. Of course I am. I'm not here to waste my time. I'm seeing to it that we can form you into something proper. Make this artwork a masterpiece so you can finally realize your dream. What can I call you? No, that's a peculiar question, as I'm many things so deeply ingrained within you. Can you stop speaking in riddles? So a part of yourself, so to say. Oz? I see, the Wizard of Oz. That'd be no fun, but if you truly wish to call me something, then let it be Oz for now. I don't know what I expected, so Oz, why are you helping me? I simply want to see you grow. That feels a little too simple. As a part of you, is it wrong of me to wish the best of you? Well, no, but you don't exactly feel like you're a part of me. I am, my dear, whether you wish to accept it or not. I am what you suppress when you put yourself down, when you say that it can't be done. I'm your kindling of light, to lead you forward. You must be something like self-worth then, huh? But more than that. Let me lend you some of myself once more. An extended hand. Wait 1 second, the past 2 nights, that screaming. When I take your hand, I hear it again, but when I'm with you, it's quiet. Now that we've connected again, this is the sanctuary I offer you away from them. Worry not, in times all the screams will fade away. I move my hand for his. I want more for myself. I want to be so much more than what I am. And we will be. I wake to the sound of aggressive knocking, barely giving me the time to take my exchange with this Oz. Ay, who is knocking so aggressively? Looking through the small glass on my door, I see someone better left behind. This is going to be fun.
I unlocked the door. Another new character? Are you going as deaf as Hazem? I feel like I've been knocking on the door for hours. I was on my way. Sleeping in again, I'm sure. You're lucky I haven't told the professor you've just been lying. How do you even know that? Everyone in class has been talking about you faking it. We all know you walked out with an empty canvas, too ashamed to show your face in the studio anymore. I ball my fists. What did you even come here for? You already know I didn't want to talk to you anymore. Don't worry, the feeling's mutual. I forgot my spare makeup bag here. I came to get it. An ex? Yeah, I can go get it for you, just... I already been here a million times, I know where it is, and don't act like I have any reason to do anything. Like, what am I going to mess with? The project you can't even finish? Wow. I follow after her, storming from my apartment, only to stop in front of my canvas. Seeing her completely pause, then she laughs. Wow. This is all you have to show for yourself after 2.5 weeks? This is pathetic, Finn. You know, when I first met you, the reason I fell so hard for you was your art. I was mesmerized. I'm glad I realized how blind I was back then. Well, how's your project going? Far better than this. I don't really need to show you to prove that. Can you just grab your makeup bag and go? Yes, I'm in a hurry anyway, so I have a date tonight. Good for you. She quickly disappears into the bathroom to retrieve her gaudy little bag. Jeez, girl, there's absolutely no reason to talk bad so much about what he's been working on. What the hell? When she comes back, she stops immediately behind me. I don't hate you, Finn, but I do hate whatever you've become. I'm still just me, so you're basically saying you hate me. No, you're not. You used to be so much more bright and inspired. I don't know what happened, but I hope you don't get left behind. Maybe I'll see you in class sometime later. Yeah, maybe. It's a strange goodbye that leaves my head hung. I drag myself over to the canvas, the painting I thought I'd made so much progress on yesterday. Oh no, I can't make this into my masterpiece, just like I said. I need to work harder. It's all the pieces in the past that are the problem. I find myself drawn to one of the paintings sitting in my studio, pushing it violently before slamming it onto the ground, splinters flying. All of this has held me back. This is garbage. I'll show her what a real piece of art is. Today I worked slower, much slower than the day before. It was maddening. The way I kept putting down paint, blending and repeating, with simply nothing feeling right. Oz will know what to do. He can help me. Yeah, I can just sleep and rest. My friend, you are not exactly... Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Oh, Ellie, I remember her. So many fond memories. I wouldn't call them fond now. I still think she cheated on me from the beginning. And with how many guys? Who knows? It doesn't matter now. But with how audacious of her to comment on your painting like that. However, she's not completely wrong. It does need quite a bit of work. So why'd you stop? I just couldn't do it. I got that feeling all over again, where looking at it made me sick, even if I was able to keep working. So you're using me as an out when you should have been working. You said you would help me, so I just need some more help. Why would you stop now? Oh no, don't get me wrong. I will continue to help you. I simply need you to, let's say, put more of yourself into your work, you understand? Again with the riddles, of course I don't understand. You will in time, as long as you wish to change. Of course I want to change. I thought I was. Hazem said I am, but It feels like the harder I run forward, the more I'm being pulled backwards. I can't stand trying this hard and seeing no results. So what are you going to do about it? A hand offered. Try harder. I clasped his hand firmly. I'm out of my bed before I realized I'd woken up. It's still dark. The sun must not be rising yet. That doesn't matter. It feels as seamless as it did the other day. No. To paint felt even better than it had before. Maybe the best it ever has. It draws me in with an intense allure, consumes me with each brush stroke. This will be it. This will be my masterpiece. There's a muffled sound once. I ignore it. It repeats, far louder. My paintbrush snapping in motion with my eyes to glare at the door. I open it swiftly. What do you want? Finny? Yes, that's me. Are you okay? I was, up until you interrupted me. No, I mean, you really don't seem like yourself. What do you mean? I've been feeling better than ever, can't you see that? The broken painting over there tells me otherwise. It needed to be disposed of. Did you sleep? Have you eaten? That doesn't matter. I have something I need to do right now. I need to work on this piece. I seriously think you should slow down, Finn. You're practically done with the painting anyways. It's not nearly done. It's done enough for you to take a break. Can't you shut up already, Hazem? He takes a step back. I take a step forward. You're driving me insane. Take it easy, huh? You really should take care of yourself, right? Don't you realize that I don't have those luxuries? You're really not doing yourself a favor by doing this, you know? Lashing out. And not taking breaks, not going outside. I never have, ever. Even as a kid, I had to spend all my time chasing the shadows of others when I should have been allowed to play and laugh like everyone else growing up. But I wouldn't have stopped the beatings, the way I'd get to gain another scar for each failed grade. You can imagine how many I have now when I've spent my life barely getting by. And there was the one thing that did bring me freedom. The one thing I felt like maybe I could try at. Maybe I could be good at something for once, loved for something I'd done. Yet any idea of becoming an artist was treated as childish, foolish, idiotic. I had to work so many nights with blistered hands just to prove that I could make it here. To such a prestige school. Prove that maybe, just maybe, I can make money of this thing so belittled by society. I had to, and have to, work so fucking hard. Oh, but not you. Never you, Hazem. I despise having grown up with you, always watching you succeed. No subject was ever any problem for you. Here we have a perfect honor student. You're making this Hazem's problem when it was never his fault in the first place. You're just driving him away for no reason. You could have been anything you wanted, and even when you chose writing, you just proved to be a prodigy at that too. You're already successful too sometimes, I don't get why you're here. My whole body feels on fire, a burning in my chest that sets each word ablaze. It makes me feel sick, but it also feels like the one thing that keeps me standing. All that time, I wish you would just look back. You never saw me then. I can't pretend to feel like you see me now. Leave me alone. Leave the same way you always did. You are saying so many things that are blatantly wrong. Like, he's been going out of his way so often for you, you know? To check on you. It's just cruel to say all that. Please, Hazem. He says nothing as he leaves. What was there even to say? He'd always been better than me, running ahead of me without trying. Now I finally have a chance to show him. Show him and everyone else I'm the one at the top. That I'm the one in the light. Everyone will just think you're an asshole. I gravitate towards a broken painting I left on the floor. Disgusting, revolting. I take another painting beside it, breaking it next to the first. Disgust me. I repeat this process over and over until there's nothing left but my masterpiece. Finally, nothing to distract me, one brushstroke after the other, again and again. This has to be my masterpiece, right? After all this work, I can change, right? My hand carries itself freely, yet all my eyes continue to see is filth. Please, 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 I'm trying. I come to it, the sound of applause. How can you say that? I don't know how long I've spent on it, yet it still looks like shit. All these years for what? What have I been doing all these years? Let's slow down now. You have another day, don't you? Yeah, but... Then go. What are you wasting your time here for? This time he grabs me by the forearm. Give over of yourself to me, and I truly will make your dreams come true. We will make this masterpiece you desire. More like a fucking devil. Making a deal with a devil who changes you into an asshole. There's no time for me to respond as I push back into the darkness. The screams are a shrill greeting. They're louder than they'd ever been, making me with my ears screaming. Oh Jesus. I have to get to work. By the way, what have you been eating all this time? Time slinks away. I don't know when I'd woken up. I don't know what time it is now. I don't even know what I'm painting. I don't even know what I'm painting. When I step back, all the colors mesh together to create one horrible smear of grey in my eyes. I have to fix it. On and on, I continue to try to capture some vision that I can't even see. I thought it was there. I swore that I was finally making something worth looking at. This was going to be it. This was going to be the art piece that changed everything for me. I was going to be the artist I claimed to be, yet my work, the painting, it's never done. It's never done, 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 it's never done. I can't take it anymore. I drop to my knees, painting knife in hand. It's never done. My thumb glides over the edge. It's never done. I raise the knife with both hands. It's never done. And I plunge it directly into my throat. Giving up, are we? You look just like me. Just like me. What I've been trying to explain this entire time. I am you, simply a different part of you. Are you the part that can endure this? We can be somebody, that I can guarantee, but as I've told you before, you have to work with me here. Whatever you want, you can take it. You can take it all. Such desperation. All my life I just wanted to be someone. I wanted people to look at me, to be impressed by me, to love me, but I wasn't born special. I chose to do something I have no talent for, bashing my head into this desire for nearly a decade, no longer. I doubt there's anything I'm talented at. There's something wrong with me. There's always been, and I'm a fool for thinking that I could be like everyone else I respected. Oh dear, you truly do need me to take over, don't you? Whatever you want. If you want my body, then take it. Take over. You can change me, then please, I'm begging. I want to be different. I want to be able to realize my dreams. I don't want to die forgotten. Yay. There's nothing wrong about this. There's no worry about that now. All we have to do is put a little heart into it, remember? At first, my entire body goes numb from my chest outward. There's this horrible, searing pain that washes over me, unlike anything I'd ever felt before. Yeah, most definitely a demon. My ears are filled with my own screams, staring at a face that reflects mine. I would never let us be forgotten. But you have to rest for now. Let me take care of everything.
There's nothing but darkness. There's nothing but screams. I awake in front of the canvas, my tools and paints still laid out.
Not yet. I have time before I need to finish this.
Oh, is Hazem there, or...?
It should be right about now.
There's a sudden knock on the floor.
Right on time. I open the door, moving to the side to gesture Hazem in.
Good morning, Finn.
And good morning to you too. What's got you so looking so surprised?
You answered rather quickly.
I was hard at work after all. Besides, I knew you would be coming by today.
About that, I was trying to reach you yesterday, but you weren't really answering your phone or the door. I came to apologize.
There's no need, silly. I was the one that lashed out after all. I simply wasn't myself.
You're not really acting like yourself either now.
What makes you say that? I'm finally feeling good for once, and you want to put me down?
That's not it at all.
Alright, you're past the days of looking down on me, aren't you? Sometimes I forget.
Wow. You're worrying me.
There's no reason to worry here. See, my painting's almost done. Just in time, too. Here, come look at it with me.
I took him along to stand in front of the canvas with me. You're not Finney, this...
My grip is whisked tighter. I think this truly might be my best piece yet, however I was missing one color.
I take the paint knife,
swinging down my arm at a wide angle to slice cleanly across his neck. There we are, the perfect crimson reds. You are mistaken though, I am Finney. I've always been and will always be Finney. You simply watched me at my lowest. Now, I will show both of you and everyone else what I'm truly capable of.
Sam tries to speak, but it's only choked noises that exit him as he tries to crawl away towards the door.
I think I like my view of you much better from here. Not that you matter, I have something to take care of. I take the blood from my painting knife, smearing it into my palette, to be picked up with my brush. It takes but one flick of the brush before I step back. There, and it's done.
I kinda wanna see what the painting looks like.
Despite the renown that my painting would receive for its mastery, I was informed I would still be repeating the class come the next semester. Not that it mattered much to me. The group of students I've been put with were nothing like me. They offered no challenge, as they had no passion for them the same way I did. How boring it would be to outshine failures. And there's a warm air that blows past me.
Who is that?
Hey, wait up.
This will be interesting. Ah. I see. So a little cliffhanger. I wonder if then there will be a next game with a very possessed Finley. Competing with others? I don't know. Maybe. No. What a game, though. The artist's life, a creative's life is hard indeed. Imposter syndrome. Art block. Higher likelihoods of mental illness that you develop or had before. So yeah, in this case it's a warning, so to say. Do not be like Finley. Be kinder to yourself and try to live healthier and don't backstab to people that are helping you.
By the way, the prose in this game was really nice. I would definitely love to see more visual novels by this creator, because they really have a way with words, a way to really get across the feeling of the scene, the atmosphere and the feelings. And like that dialogue box, it was awesome. Like, I wonder how they did it. Because that can't be just a custom dialogue box with a custom font. The way the words would sometimes show upon it, especially when it got bigger and bigger, that definitely looked very... honestly, it looks like the creator like wrote down everything in that text box by hand and then showed it as an image, because holy shit. I don't know how they did it, but it was a very good effect. Awesome even. I would definitely like to see more. And I wonder if maybe there's a way Finlay can be saved? Since this game did end at a cliffhanger, maybe whoever the blonde person at the end was can maybe reach out to him, who knows? Though Hazem sadly won't be able to anymore. So in the end, a proper good end is probably not really possible, huh? That kinda died with Hazem, I suppose. But yeah, this was self-fulfilling. It was a very good game. I hope to see more of the creator, and until next time, bye-bye.